So apparently, at the C2E2 RWBY panel, apparently some of the staff that works on RWBY had some hot takes over there. Because, oh man, you want to talk about some of the dumbest things I've ever heard come from the writers. They had some bad damage control, and oh, we're going to take a look at that. Hey, what is going on, everybody? How are you all doing today? I hope you all are having a wonderful and fantastic day today, and if not, hopefully you all will have a better tomorrow. What what happened at that C2E2 2020 panel, Rooster Teeth? Oh man, this was pretty bad. So there was a post by somebody here, and they were talking about the RWBY panel at C2E2, and this was really bad, okay? Like, you want to talk about a big oof moment from the writers over at Rooster Teeth for RWBY. This was bad. All right. So, we're going to take a look at this post, and oh, the more you read it, the dumber it gets. I'm not even kidding. So, let's start this off. Highlights from the RWBY panel at C2E2 2020. Disclaimer, this is all from memory, and my one brain cell is dedicated to the bees, so sorry if I missed anything non-Bumblebee related that was important. LMAO. Oh god, because, you know, they can't ever forget to mention the wasp nest. Ugh. They're going to start writing chapters 11, 12, and 13 soon, almost done with volume 8. It'll be more complex than volume 7, apparently. Oh, because volume 7 was so complex, right? I mean, oh man, not like, you know, it was nothing more than Orange Man Bad being shoved into RWBY where it didn't belong. It didn't do anything at all for the plot. Obviously, the writers are uncreative. I mean, seriously, you have to force your political agenda into something. Could you be more uncreative, Rooster Teeth? Just want to throw that out there. I bet you they can. Miles said the aim is to make it more bite-sized and approachable since Volume 7 felt so big. No, it didn't. No, it didn't. It didn't feel big. If you mean big as in filler, then yeah, the filler was huge. If you want to talk about how there were so many other plots you could have worked on that, you know, actually could have done something for the world of RWBY and also with character development, then yeah, you could have done that, but you didn't. You didn't. You screwed up. All the writers wish there were more character moments in Volume 7, too, so it seemed like they were trying to insert more in Volume 8, more pairing stuff. I don't know if he meant romantic specifically, or just one-on-one convos, but probably both. Oh yeah, because it's not like RWBY doesn't need any more ship bait, right? Oh, at this point, that's what the series basically is. I mean, it's just so forced. I mean, shipping is so shoved in there at this point. I mean, there's little action nowadays. I mean, the action is hardly even there anymore. I mean, considering the series was based off of its action, it's hardly even exists at this point. It's sad, really. And for plot points, think of it as, what is plot to RWBY at this point going forward? I mean, you gonna put another political allegory in there, Rooster Teeth? You gonna try to shove more woke politics in there that nobody cares about? Because we don't need any more of that. In fact, we didn't need it to begin with. Just saying. You know, but apparently Rooster Teeth doesn't get that. Apparently they don't understand that. Volume 7, Chapter 3 got too long, so a convo about fondness between Marrow and Blake on comms was cut. When Blake goes alone to the other side in the abandoned Schnee dust mine. A convo about fondness still might happen in Volume 8, though. Miles' wording was vague. Oh, I bet you it won't happen. And, you know, that's the thing. We're going to see some damage control in a minute, because they go into that. Because Volume 7 should have been about Weiss's family, as well as fondness discrimination, but, you know, leave it to the writers of Rooster Teeth, right, to totally forget what RWBY's about, right? You know, just watch them instead just make it all about their political agenda, because that's what Volume 7 was. It was nothing more than woke agendas that nobody cares about, and also that didn't do anything for RWBY's whole world at all. Didn't do anything to change it. Nothing. It didn't do a single thing. It was terrible. It was awful. Someone's backstory has been pushed 3 volumes, which made Miles really frustrated. But I think it'll happen in Volume 8. Nora? Yeah, that's funny, because Samantha Ireland, who voices Nora, said that Nora was getting a backstory in Volume 7. Yeah, that didn't happen. Kind of hilarious, isn't it? They're like, oh, somebody's backstory's been pushed now. Well, that could have been there too, I guess. But then again, I don't really see why Nora needs a backstory considering she had one with Red. I don't see the relevance to that. Miles admitted that maybe being 22 years old and having two white men did not help with writing complicated race storyline when RWBY began. It was probably overly ambitious. Oh my dear God. That statement, seriously, Miles, do you know what you just said? What? What? You gotta be kidding me. You gotta be kidding. Seriously, Miles stating that being 22 years old and having two white men did not help writing a complicated race storyline? Are you kidding me? Anybody, doesn't matter who you are, anybody can understand a race storyline. It is not hard. Miles, damage control. This is terrible. If you think that's your reason, you should not be a writer. I mean, seriously, Miles, you're a bigot. That's exactly what that is. White people, as much as anyone else, can understand what racism is. Oh my dear God. Could you be any worse of a human being? No, seriously. Okay, Floof sent me this. So, shout out to the Floof artist. Floof sent me this, and this was a transcript, okay? Take a look at this, and there is even a part where it's highlighted here. Take a look at what Miles had to say, okay? So we're going to read this whole thing. Miles on coming up with the story of the brother gods and relics and hinting that we may get more to it. Transcript. Carrie. Let me do his soy boy voice. This says, so we wrote this story. This was yours, Miles. Your first contribution. Miles. Yes, to RWBY essentially. First major contribution. Miles. It's definitely a truncated version of the story of the two brothers. This was back when we were still working on RWBY 10. You, Monty, and I just started talking about the whole thing. I'm a person that gets really excited about world building and backstory of the universe and all that stuff. It's weird. Now, keep in mind this statement right here. It's like a love-hate thing. Because I think it's really interesting, but it's also really, really, really hard. Oh God, Miles. Oh, it's so hard to come up with writing. Oh man, it's so hard to have an imagination and creativity. Oh man, Miles. I mean, this is my point right here, right? The thing of it is, this guy should not be a writer. I mean, this is the very same person that he felt gross writing for Adam's character. And he can't separate fiction from reality. This is also the very same person who said that he's not going to listen to people that, have issues with his vision, and that if they talk bad to people on Twitter, that he's not going to listen to them. When he does the very same thing, goes around insulting people, insulting Trump supporters, and insulting the fans that try to critique RWBY. This is that very same person. I mean, if you think that having two white men trying to work on a race storyline is a problem, yeah, Miles, you're a bigot. This totally proves it. And, you completely shafted Weiss's arc also, but hey, let's not mention that because, people are going to think that she developed as a character. She didn't develop at all. There were no changes to her. Basically, Weiss took the role of RWBY back in volumes 4 and 5. I mean, she took a backseat. She really did. And they treated her character with just such disrespect by not even trying to develop her character. I mean, what is there left for her personal arc? Nothing, because they took care of her villain. Seriously. First off, you can't even do Faunus discrimination. And then, of course, you can't even do Weiss's arc. What can you do? In terms of writing, you can't even be consistent. You gotta rework all of everything you've set up before. What can you do? I mean, seriously, all you can do is be inconsistent and push your political agenda, because that's all that matters to you. You don't care about telling a good storyline. You don't care about character development. That doesn't matter to you. Pushing your agenda is what's important. They want to go for those woke points, which they don't understand. Those people don't support the series. And then, of course, Rooster Teeth has pushed away the fans that cared for the series. Treated us like garbage. So, the people who were supporting your show, you've already pushed away. The people that you are trying to appeal to support your show, they don't support it. So, what can you do? What realistically can you do? Someone asked, what's the biggest aspect that you share with your character? Aaron answered last and was like, I can't say the thing I want to say. I like books. Now, you know when that's the only thing you can say you relate to your own character that you were to voice act, if you voice acted as a character, that's pretty bad. That means that the character probably doesn't have much personality, and the writers have done a very bad job at writing that character. Just saying, if that's all you can say, that's pretty bad. And then, of course, Barbara has to come in here. Oh, God, Barbara. Because, you know, she can't help but stroke her own ego. She wants to... She's a wannabe actress. She wants to be a celebrity, but she's not there. She wants to be, though, but no, she's not there. And what she had to say was, well, obviously, since Yang has a flaming heart as a symbol, it's me. And then Aaron had to say, okay, but I think someone already has Yang's heart. Oh, God, you know, more Bumblebee. Ugh. As if they haven't pushed that whole thing enough. Ugh. Then Aaron forgot Marrow's name and had trouble remembering what the Aesops were called, and was like, what's his name? The hot dog. LMAO. And apparently she had a crush on Neptune and Marrow. She brought up how Ironwood's butt looks good, LMAO. All of RWBY calls Ironwood Iron Daddy. Oh. Well, it's official. That nickname's dead. Thanks. They ruined it. Well, you know what? I got a good one. I got a cool one. You know what I'm going to call Ironwood? Let's start this trend. Iron Wick. Yeah. Yeah. Now that would be cooler. That'd be cooler. But, oh man. You see, they're fishing for the shipping. It's all it is to them now. They don't care about anything else. You know, they're fishing for that. That's all it really seems to apparently matter to them. You know, they can't come up with a good plot, a good, well-developed, thought-out plot. Instead, it's about the shipping and their political agendas, you know, pushing for those woke points, right? That's all it is. That's all they care about. And then, of course, then we have Barbara again. Dunkleman knew from the very beginning, right before voice acting for RWBY, that Yang's arm would be cut off later on. Even the yellow trailer foreshadows it, and there's a quote that mentions asymmetry. Yeah, I think anybody really kind of saw that happening because, yeah, if you look at the trailers had meaning to them. You know, that's when RWBY had passion back in the day. You know, that's when the series actually had creativity. You know, you had Monty, who had passion for his series. I mean, was the series the best contrived plot ever? No, of course not. I mean, you know, there was still a lot of things that could have been improved upon, but it's not the worst thing I've ever seen. I mean, look at Volume 2. Volume 2 had the best foreshadowing in the series of RWBY. And then Volume 3, I think, was the peak of the series. I think it was the best volume in the entire series. But after that, you know, after Monty's passing, during the production of Volume 3, and everything after that, you know, Volume 4 onward, it's garbage. You know, that's the thing. Volume 4 was boring, and then Volume 5 is a complete catastrophe. The way they treated Adam in Volume 6 was horrible. And then, of course, you have Volume 7, which I think is the complete trash fire of the series. I mean, you know, Volume 7 had nothing more than a woke agenda. That's all it was. Orange Man bad. That volume is complete trash. And the thing of it is that the writers, they don't care about what they're writing for, and you can clearly see it. And for them to sit over here and say what they said, for Miles to sit over here and say that two white men didn't help writing a complicated race plot. Yeah, you couldn't look more like an idiot, could you, Miles? Because I'm serious, Miles. That is a terrible thing to say. You should never say that. There are plenty of people out there that are white that could understand and write a better plot line. I mean, fanfiction proves that. Miles, you should be ashamed of yourself for that. You're a bigot. 100%. And here's the thing. I can't see Volume 9 happening if the writers are going to keep acting like this. There's no way. But there's also something I want to bring up. Reaper Cypher, 2 days ago, his podcast went live about Volume 7, where Rudolph, myself, Justifan, Delica, Mediocrity, Celtic Phoenix, Jerry Freeman, and High Powered, we all talk about our thoughts. We had a great time. It was a blast. We had a lot of fun. Everybody on there was wonderful, and it was great to be able to talk with everyone on that podcast. So if you want to hear us just have a good time, ramble on about RWBY, definitely check out that podcast. It was a load of fun. And also be sure to check out Reaper's channel, because the Reaper Cypher, He's a cool dude, makes great content, so definitely be sure to check him out. But anyways, let me know what you think about this entire situation down below. Subscribe to the channel if you are new here, and make sure you are still subscribed, because YouTube is unsubscribing people from all their favorite channels. So make sure that you are still subscribed to all your favorite channels. Hit the video with a like if you enjoyed, and also be sure to share this video on social media. Spread the word, get it out there. It's greatly appreciated, and it really helps out the channel a lot. Also, be sure to follow me on Discord. We have a wonderful community there. Not only that, but it'll keep you up to date on when the newest videos will be released, as well as any other upcoming events. So be sure to follow me on Discord. The link is in the description down below. But anyways, I hope you all have yourselves a wonderful and fantastic day today. And remember, if today was not a good day, tomorrow could always be better. Take care of yourselves and everyone around you. And have yourselves a good one out there, everybody.